Hello everyone and welcome to the virtual Long Beach Grand Prix circuit. It's Mark Murphy, it's Kyle Clinworth, and tonight it is the Indy Open Top Split live from the Long Beach Grand Prix. Clindy, we got kind of a preview of this race last night in the Indy Elite Series. Yours truly managed not to finish last in that one, but we got to see who's got what tonight. We've got 41 laps of action live from one of the most prestigious street courses in all the land. Take us away, Clindy. Tell us what we've won.
Well, we've got a big prize on the line for our contestants today. A bunch of points for the championship. This field is absolutely stacked. We've got a 4,200 SOF here with nearly 23 drivers, an entirely full field. You cannot score more points than this at a road course. You'll have a lot of contenders today looking to score big and move themselves up in the standings, which is currently speared by Nicholas Sudik, our number 10 car in the running.
Yeah, we have got the points up right now. Nick Sudik, he is the leader after 3 weeks. This is, of course, round 4. Sam Carosella second. Phil Kraus, you see the pro license there. He is third. On 3 starts, Van de Zandt, Akabuezi, Brito, Taylor, Kevin Burrell, and Logan Edwards. Jason Brophy round out your top 10, and we're getting ready to get into qualifying. We're about halfway through the session, Clindy, and we've already got some big time. We've already got some big time names at the top of the board. Jaden Munoz, 105.5. You want to talk about fast? He's almost a second clear of former INDYCAR iRacing Series champ Kevin Burrell.
Yeah, 105.5 sounds like a radio station, but the only thing they play on there is Smokin' Fast Beats by Jaden Munoz. That dude is lights out fast. I would not be surprised to see him go wire to wire and lead this whole thing unless we see some sort of deviant strategy from the likes of maybe Hamilton Akabueze, who, outsmarted the competition, who definitely had rocket ships in the IES last night on Sunday, or any of my competitors from the Warriors for Peace series on the Elite Racing Network, like Andrew Wood, who managed to drive to survive and bring it home in the top 10 last Thursday night. And you talked about maybe seeing a preview of this type of race from those 2 races, but this itself is a preview for the IIS, the iRacing INDYCAR Series, which will be going on later this week, and then the real-life show that'll be Sunday afternoon.
It is indeed, and we're looking at Nathan Moore right now. He is roaring around this Long Beach Grand Prix circuit. It has gone through a number of different iterations, of course, today. He is now going down the backstretch, East Seaside Way. He's going to get ready to make the hard right-hand turn into turn number 9. And then immediately following that, you're going to get a short burst down the straight. He'll make the Indy left. I mistakenly kept calling that Indianapolis yesterday in the comms. Take the hairpin, and he'll gas it up going down East Shoreline Drive. This used to be called the Bridgestone Kink, where the start-finish line is. Where the start-finish line is used to be the back straightaway here at Long Beach. But you see Nathan Moore, he comes across second quick, 105.970, and the only other driver who is involved in the top 10, or involved in that 105 bracket. We're going to go ahead and check out Matt Simcoe. We'll jump on board Matt as he comes around the Indy left. He's going to maneuver through the hairpin, just out of his left eyeball there. Hard on the gas, all the way down to all the way up through the gearbox. And Clindy, this is an interesting track in real life too. You'll actually see the drivers in the reel. They'll take their left hand off, or their right hand off the steering wheel as they go through the hairpin. Shimko there makes a little bit of contact.
Yeah, you just have to max out the wheel's amount of turn, because you can't have any more wheel than you can. You're a full lock right. You don't want to break your wrist. You can't keep your hand on the wheel. It won't go. It doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. Shimko touches the wall, so he is out of the running, and we're going to go have a look at the run for Will Weiser. There's Will.
Murph, I'm kind of sad I'm not out there on the track today. I was running mid 107s in practice for my qualifying time, so I'd be right in the heat of this field with a lot of quality competitors. However, sadly, I don't believe I would have made this split. I think I would have been in bottom split, so
yeah,
I got to work on my road IR.
I did participate in the Indy Elite race yesterday, and I was very much buoyed by my pace. I was able to get down into the high 107s, which for me is everybody who's been around iRacing for more than 2 minutes knows I struggle mightily on any circuit where there is a right turn involved, and so to be in that minute 7 bracket is pretty incredible for yours truly. We are now done with qualifying. I'm going to hit the weather real quick. It is a picturesque day, Clindy, for a motor race here in virtual Long Beach.
Yeah, why do you think property values are so expensive in Los Angeles? Because the weather is perfect like this 85 to 90% of the year. Come on down to the racetrack this weekend. You're going to have a blast. If you're anywhere in the American Southwest, you really need to make a trip out here. There are so many amenities. The fan experience is like none other. It is really a crown jewel marquee event for the INDYCAR Series.
It most certainly is. On the pole for this crown jewel marquee event, Jaden Munoz, 105.589. What a lap. Nathan Moore, he's the only other driver involved in that. He's the only other driver that was able to get into the minute 5 bracket. 105.970 just does it. Kevin Burrell, the general, Alex Van de Zandt, our old friend, they're going to go on row 2. Rashad Craig led a lot of that Indy Elite race last night. Came up just short. He'll roll 5th. Sam Carosella, our good friend, he'll go 6th. Nick Sadiq, points leader, he'll be joined on row 4 by Matt Taylor. Caleb Brashear and Olivia Hayward will start 9th and 10th. In 11th, Isabel Matthews, 12th. Bruno Myler. Mitchell Ian Green is going to start 13th. He'll be flanked by Logan Edwards, Matt Shimko, Andrew Wood, 15th and 16th, Charlie Sears, and our good friend Ty Keela. And I want to actually say his name and not what we call him, Clindy. 17th and 18th, Sears and Keela. 19th, Alex Crow. 20th, Hamilton Akabuezi. 21st, Connor Parise. 22nd, Will Weiser. And shotgun on the field, Alex Miller. Several of those cars did not take time, Clindy, and so they're going to start at the back. Hamilton Akabuezi managed something last night that was incredible. He started from the pit lane in that 51 lapper and made it a 2-stopper. And so what does that tell us for tonight's strategy, Mr. Clinworth?
Well, it's 9 fewer laps than it was last night, and I think if you really save, you can get about 30 laps out of the fuel. We already have split decisions. You see most of the field on the primary Blackwall tire, but our leader and pole sitter, Jaden Munoz, is starting on the green sidewall Waiuli tire, made from cactus parts. It is friendly to the environment. It is friendly for your lap times. But Munoz might be starting with a light tank and doing his short stint first.
And that is the strategy. It's all about getting in. It's all about getting in clean air. The first driver that you see on those Waiuli tires is Jaden Munoz. Everybody else in the top 10, P2 through 9, they're all starting on the primary blacks. Oh hey, she's the first one on the red sidewall or on the Waiuli sidewall. Excuse me. Green tires in 10th. The only other car that's starting on the Waiulis, that's going to be Ty Keela, and he's rolling 18th. Everybody else is on the primaries, and that suggests to me they're going light fuel, and they're going to want to get it out of the way early. Jaden Munoz has the field under his control. Barney's got the green flag in the air,
Green flag.
and away we go.
2 by 2 down the front stretch. They're going to filter out single file into turn 1 here and then into the fountain, or else there will be hell to pay. Let's see who blinks first.
Everybody gets single file. We've got Kevin Burrell. Alex Van de
Zandt misses it.
Yeah, Van de Zandt missed the first corner. He's going to slide straight through into the runoff. Everybody else cleanly through to this point.
Matthews, Keela, and Parise all went too wide through the roundabout. Sears took a couple of spots as medicine just to survive. No big drama besides Van de Zandt locking up and missing turn 1. Wisely deciding to fight another day, taking the runoff area.
Yes, he did. That's going to put him last. We're going to get through lap 1, and then we'll go on board with what Alex Van de Zandt sees. Everybody else now safely on the EC sideway down to turn number 9. Jaden Munoz, a huge lead over teammate Nathan Moore. Kevin Burrell runs 3rd. No drama through 9. We're going to go around the Indy left. Munoz already off the hairpin. My goodness, he is hooked up in that car.
Yeah, that's what happens when you've got the preferred tire compound or the faster tire compound, a light tank, and clean air. No traffic as well. Brashear on comms, something may have happened to him.
Indeed, we're gonna get back and show Alex Van de Zandt. We're gonna get on board with the man driving the number 6 power slide entry, of course, for AVDS. He is currently 22nd. He is right behind Alexander Miller. We've got a car off. That's Hamilton
in the wall.
No wing, Charlie.
Charlie Sears locked up, hit the barrier in turn 1 right in front of Akabueze. He had nowhere to go. Launched his Dallara over the rear wing of Sears, and now they're both done. He's locked up out of turn 2, and Van de Zandt's now collected.
We're going back. We're going to watch. The first thing we're going to take a look at is the accident for Hamilton Akabueze. Here he is. You're going to see him. He is coming up behind the machine of Charlie Sears. That is the 21. So here's Akabueze. Sears gets into the tire barrier. Very easy to do. Akabueze has nowhere to go. Launches himself. And then here comes poor Alex Van de Zandt. He's going to come streaming through. There's the car of Hamilton Akabueze. You see Sears up ahead with no rear wing. Doesn't know it yet. Still going, hoping that he's going to be okay, be able to make it back. He'll attempt to make turn 4. Doesn't happen. Broadside, he's going to be collected by the cars of Miller and Van de Zandt. I think Alex Crow had a piece of that. But my goodness, an eventful lap number 2 here for a lot of drivers. We'll get back to the front. Jaden Munoz has checked out. Here's Munoz, and here's what we see off the back of Jaden Munoz. You don't see anything.
Nobody there.
Yeah, nobody. He has already climbed out to a 6.7 second lead. Now again, he's likely on light fuel and the Waiuli tires. Likely on light fuel on the Waiulis, and so he's going to be looking at stopping here sometime. We're guessing anywhere between lap 10 and 15, Clindy?
I really don't know what his setup is capable of. I know that you could stretch the Waiulis out maybe 20 laps and have all right pace on them. I would assume Munoz went as light as he felt he could on the tank, and then was going to run a full fuel stint on his primary blacks, the full 27 to 30 laps. So that put him around 13 to 14 laps on these Waiulis. So 10 more from now.
Do want to point out Bruno Myler has pulled it into pit lane. He does have the meatball, and he must respect it. And so Bruno on the pit lane. He is currently 20th. Alex Van de Zandt has made it to 18th. This is the closest battle on the track. It is for second position. Meanwhile, I say that Connor Perez and Ty Keela, they're going after it. This is 14th and 15th. Perez gets it. Ty Keela is demoted to 15th. There you see Perez. He started 21st. He has made up 7 spots. Ty started 18th. He's currently 15th. He's made it up 3.
And Ty wisely conceded the position after getting beat through the Indy left, going wide in the hairpin just so that way Logan Edwards could not mount a charge and follow and filter through right behind Perez. Very, very wise move from my teammate in the Rogue Racing machine.
Very wise indeed. There you see Alex Van de Zandt. He's cruising along. His last lap, a minute 9.984. Now, what's noteworthy about that, friends, look at the front of that power slide entry.
He's doing it with one hand tied behind his back, Murph, basically saying, I can stay out here and stay alive as a one-winged angel, set okay lap times. I'm going to take a 5-second penalty and get that fixed eventually, but it's not worth stopping again for extra fuel or an extra set of tires late in this race. I'm going to have to soldier on and complete this stint, even though my wing is broken now.
Absolutely so. Do want to thank April for joining in the chat. And we do want to thank all of our viewers. We do have another big audience tonight, Clindy. Do want to thank everybody for joining in as we watch Alex. It brings to mind, I believe Paul Tracy attempted to do that like 2003-ish, 2004 maybe, with no front wing on the front of his Forsyth Racing special. Shout out to Craig Forsyth, and we'll see him later. But do want to thank everybody in the audience. If you have not already done so, make sure you hit the like button on the video or on the broadcast. Smash the bell, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 1,000. We have 71 subscribers to go before that magic 1,000 number, and we definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Clindy, I think you've got something special planned when we get there.
Yeah, I've been thinking about drawing names for every 100 subscribers, so we'll do 10 names at random from all of the P1 subscribers, and they'll go on my race car for the next season once we break the 1,000 mark.
Absolutely. Ryan O'Donoghue checking in. We're going to get to see Ryan O'Donoghue run one of these open-wheeled rockets at the ISRA round upcoming at Auto Club. They've demolished it in real life, but it still exists here in iRacing. And Clindy and I are going to be there. That's going to be 9:30. Our friend Gary Godso is going to have the call on that one. But that'll be on immediately following the action here at Long Beach. Watching Isabel Matthews. She is in a battle with Mitchell Ian Green. This is 12th and 11th. They were side by side not so long ago for these positions. Alex Van de Zandt continues his climb. It's remarkable to me, Clindy. Alex is about 7/10 a lap quicker than Logan Edwards in front of him. He's made it past Alex Crow. He's 7/10 of a lap quicker than Logan Edwards, and his times are comparable to all but the top 8 here, and he's got half of a front wing.
And the only reason why he's back here is because he missed one corner at the beginning of the race on cold tires. And Van de Zandt wants that corner back so badly. I can promise you that more than anything.
Most certainly does. Scott's Moto Adventures checking in. The Stig, he's here. Yo to you, my man. We're watching Alex Van de Zandt. He has a rear view mirror full of Alex Crow right now. He's got one front wing, and he is also catching Logan Edwards, but he's got about 4 seconds to go to do it. Some of the other runners that we have in the field, there's the General Kevin Burrell. He is third. The absolutely rapid machine of Rashad Craig, he currently runs fourth, and that's one that we'll want to keep our eye on. He led that race last night for a long bit of it. Hamilton Akabuezi was able to cut a pit stop. He did a 51 lapper here in one stop in a race that featured 80% fuel in Clindy. That had us all mystified. Rashad Craig, though, had the fastest bullet at Long Beach, and he's looking stout again this evening.
Yeah, it's not mystifying. It's mathematics. How do you beat the guy who's a second a lap faster than you? You take 30 seconds off of your race by cutting out a pit stop.
100% behind Rashad. And that's the Fiercely Ford machine of Sam Carosella. There's Sam. He runs fifth. Immediately to his backside is going to be the newly repainted Nick Sudik, teal and yellow. That's a good-looking hot rod, Clindy.
I love that teal. My car is a mint teal as well. Every car should be that color. It is gorgeous.
100%. There's one behind it that you will never miss. That's the MadWorks entry of Matt Taylor. He currently runs in 7th. So we'll give Mr. Taylor his due. He has been competitive basically everywhere we have gone in this series. Oh, hey, she is having a fine run in 8th. Running along on the Waiulis as they are here at Long Beach. You see the green sidewalls on the Dallara for Ohe, and she's going to be looking to make a pit stop here, probably within, we think, the next 5 laps or so. Caleb Brashear. Caleb runs along in 9th, and rounding out the top 10, that's going to be Matt Shimko. Shimko had a little bit of trouble in qualifying, smacked the wall, had his time deleted. He's made it up. Clindy, 5 spots from 15th. He was the first car that did not take time. So kudos to Matt Shimko. Mitchell Ian Green runs along in 11th. And then behind them, you've got the car of Isabel Matthews. 13th, lucky 13, is the 13 of Connor Parise. There's Connor. Our good friend Ty Keela is 14th. And this car absolutely makes me smile every time I see it. That is the wood-grained entry of Andrew Wood. He was also
Station wagon. I call it the station wagon.
It is the station wagon. He's missing a piece of it though, Clindy. No right front wing or left front wing, excuse me, on that machine either. He's trying to match Power Slide teammate Alex Van de Zandt.
Yeah, most weeks I would tell you you'd want to be in a Power Slide car. They've got the best, fastest setup in their Dallaras, but this week they've been snake bit. So I don't know what type of venomous creatures they picked up in the American Southwest on the way out to Long Beach from the Midwest, but apparently it likes to eat wings, whatever it is.
And those aren't hot wings either. Directly behind Andrew Wood runs Logan Edwards, and there's Logan in the number 17 entry. We've talked about Van de Zandt, like his teammate Wood. He also is down half a wing. Alex Crow is 18th. Alexander Miller is 19th. And Bruno Myler remains on pit road. Believe it or not, the best battle up front is Kevin Burrell and Nathan Moore. They're separated by almost 3/4 of a second. Do want to give a shout out to Mike Rigney. We're going to be in his league later on tonight. You want high quality iRacing IndyCar action? You've come to the right place. The P1 Broadcasting Network, Clindy.
Yeah, come and watch us in ISRA. It's an invitation-only league. He puts the best of the best in those seats. So, luckily and thankfully, I was invited last year for the Open Wheel Championship and was able to win that inaugural championship, and I'll look to defend my title starting tonight at Fontana.
You know, you might be in some trouble there, Clindy, because I think I can make all the races this time.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, Kevin Burrell, he runs third. Munoz has checked out. He is 16.5 seconds, Clindy, clear of teammate Nathan Moore in second. The Williams esports cars are rampant here at Virtual Long Beach this evening, at least in the early going. The kicker, though, the key is that Munoz is on those Waiuli tires. How much longer is he going to be able to make them last? The pit window is going to be opening very, very shortly.
Yeah, technically I think it's open now. You just have to save a little to get to 30 on your primaries. I don't think anyone's going to do that, especially any of those Waiuli starters. Maybe you could get a little bit of a hint to see how much fuel's on their machines by looking at the push-to-pass numbers. I wonder if Munoz has been going full burn, full blast to gap the field here. Go ahead and bring that up, Murph. Let's see what we got.
You know, we do. Jaden Munoz, 159 seconds, so he's burned away more than anybody else in the field other than Andrew Wood. Munoz used 41 seconds. Teammate Nathan Moore, who runs second on the primary black walls, he hasn't touched it. Kevin Burrell is using very sparingly, although he just pushed it, 182 seconds. Rashad Craig, 181. Sam Carousel, 184. So that's the status on the push to pass. Kevin Burrell just closed up right on the gearbox of Nathan Moore, and they have the 11 of Bruno Myler, who is fresh off a pit lane, freshly repaired, 7 laps down, and he is right in front of these two.
This will cause some drama. They both get by on the right-hand side, but Burrell is in position to strike. Let's see how aggressive he is through these one-lane corners. If you get on the throttle too hard here out of 6, you really upset the rear of the car, and there's only one fast lane here through 7 before we get onto the backstretch.
Most certainly. So rip down Seaside Way. Stand on the brakes, Clindy. This corner right here, for my money, is one of the toughest on the course. Yeah, it's a hard right-hander. It's a hard right-hander, and you've really, really got to be aggressive on the curbs to your right.
I messed up now.
You can go all the way across them. Myler now is in front of Rashad Craig, and we'll see if Rashad can blast through him. There he goes in the background. Watching the battle for second, Kevin Burrell all over the rear of Nathan Moore, trying to pick his way past. The situation at the front, it's now 20 seconds, Clindy.
Yeah, I think Munoz's strategy is to get clear enough of the field so that way when he pits, he won't fall back into traffic, or if he does, the traffic he falls into will be fast enough to not impede him. Well, no one is fast enough to not impede him right now, not even Nathan Moore, but it's better to follow Nathan Moore than to say, no offense to Ty, but Ty, Keela.
No worries. Go on board with the general Kevin Burrell and the number 3 machine. It runs third, looking ahead to Nathan Moore. There he goes, attacks those curbs in turn 9 through the Indy left, And then here's the part where you would take your hand off the wheel. Kevin's animation actually does it down the straightaway in the draft, not using push to pass. Now Rashad Craig to his rear is, but you don't see Rashad. He is basically 2 seconds and a bit. He is just a speck back behind the general, running in fourth, but a great run for the Indy Alliance machine. Kevin Burrell, of course, out of the Fiercely Ford stable, and they're having a day, Clindy. 3rd, 5th, and 6th on that team.
Yeah, and I think they've got 3 or 4 or 5 drivers in the top 6 in points, so they've really come to play this season for Indy Open.
Most certainly have. Get back out. Jaden Munoz, 22 seconds. He is running around here, Clindy, anywhere between a second and a half to 2 seconds a lap faster than his peers.
He's just on a different planet. He's actually a space alien. Every time he shows up for one of these open events, he just whoops the field. We are having a nice little 2-car battle form between Matt Shimko and Mitchell Ian Green here for the 10th position, the last spot in the top 10. Green has been a little bit faster the last few laps, and they are both faster than Caleb Rasheer, directly ahead of them in 9th.
They are indeed, and Mike Rigney made a great point. Matt Taylor running along in 7th. He is due a win. I don't know that I don't know that he's going to be due one. He's going to get that here. Certainly in a discussion for a podium, depending on how the strategy plays out. But Matt Taylor currently runs along in 7th. We're watching Shimko and Ian Green, Mitchell Ian Green. They are currently 10th and 11th.
Something that's fun about this racetrack, Murph, is that when you are headed down the front straightaway, you can hear the cars turning onto Pine Street to your right. I'm one of the drivers that likes to use audio as a cue for if I'm alongside with another driver. And when I was racing here in Warriors for Peace last Thursday, I constantly thought there was a car coming up to my inside or my outside going into turn 1, but really it was a car that was way ahead of me on the other side of the racetrack.
You can indeed, and we're going to get on the blimp and show the fans that. We're going to get on the blimp and show the fans that you can most certainly hear the cars at other places on the speedway. And I, like you, do like to use the audio cues from the other machines. Here's where it really gets you. Right here, looking out of the hairpin, because you can see and hear the cars on the other side of the track right there, and it can kind of mess with you a little bit, Clindy.
Doppler effect is in full effect as Ian Green dives the inside to the left of Shimko into turn 1. Shimko yields. Not much fight for that position there. Green had been hounding him for laps.
Now, I do want to go ahead and point out that Kevin Burrell, the general, Rashad Craig, they have made their pit stops, as has Alex Van de Zandt. Van de Zandt gets off the primary black walls. He's going to be on the Waiulis from here on out. Van de Zandt has stopped. Andrew Wood is also going to stop and effect repair here. And Wood has a black flag as well. That's going to be speeding on the pit lane. So Andrew Wood is going to have to make a pass through here. Either that or be held for 40 seconds, one or the other.
They're both about 40 seconds either way. So long as you can serve it the lap you got it, it's not much worse of a penalty as long as you serve it then. We saw some discussion in the community Discord about whether this would be a green-favored race or a black-favored race, and a lot of drivers were saying that they couldn't make the Waiulis last very long, but the fact that these Fiercely Forward competitors are putting the Waiulis on here with more than 20 laps to go, 36 laps to go, makes me... 26 laps to go. I'm really bad at math today. That makes me think that the green tire, if you have the setup for it, is substantially faster than the primary.
A lot of it is weather related, and so we're going to look at we're going to check in on the conditions here. 74 degrees in the air, Clindy. 90.
It's gotten cooler.
It is cooling down. So you don't have 12 miles an hour wind, partly cloudy. We're not looking at a ton of wind here. And so that's going to help these guys out tremendously. But the big number, 98 degrees, as we're watching Jaden Munoz. He continues to carve up this field. Matt Taylor now second, Olivia Hayward third. As the pit stops continue, Nathan Moore has stopped for his Waiulis. He managed to beat the general Kevin Burrell back out. So it's still Moore, Burrell, Craig, Carasella, Sudik.
Being a spot.
Unchanged.
So yeah, laps take about 65, 68 seconds, right? Right ahead of Munoz right now is Rashad Craig. He was running 4th before pit stops, and he's just about to go a lap down. That's how fast Munoz is.
Yeah, there is Rashad Craig, the aforementioned Rashad Craig, and he's got the Fiercely Ford machine of Kevin Burrell. You see the blue car off of his roll bar just ahead. That's Nathan Moore. Caleb Brashear is making his stopping for his service. But there you saw the general going through turn number 1. We get on the gearbox. There's Jaden Munoz. That is the leader immediately to the rear of Rashad Craig, and we know how fast this Indy Alliance car is based upon its performance last night.
Yep, and Nathan Moore and Kevin Burrell right now are trying really quickly to get by Alex Miller, sorry. I don't know the other two. Right now, they're thinking about going 3 wide into the next hairpin. Holy smokes.
There they go. I wasn't as quick as I should have been there, fans. But you know what the great news is, Clindy?
You can rewind time. You're a chronomancer.
We have a Wayback Machine. There's Alex Miller. He's got Nathan Moore and Kevin Burrell. Rashad Craig sneaking in the picture. There's more to the outside of Alex Miller in the TMR machine. And here's where Clindy called it. Here comes the general. He smells blood in the water. Here we go, Clindy. Man, this looks gnarly in 1/3 time. I can't imagine it at full speed there.
I thought they were all going to wad it up, Murph. I'm going to be totally honest with you.
That is an incredibly narrow part of the track. And Alex Miller, I think, got into the wall a little bit. Now he's under fire from Rashad Craig. That narrowness that I'm talking about over there is turn number 8. But it really does narrow. Those tire barriers really make it difficult to get off of that corner with any kind of pace. Rashad Craig trying to get to the inside of Alex Miller. He needs to stay on him here through the Indy left so he can have the preferred line in the hairpin. He'll have it there. Miller goes wide. Rashad Craig is going to be through the traffic now. Meanwhile, pit stops are continuing. Jaden Munoz did make his. Ty Keela is on pit road as well. Still to stop, this man, Matt Taylor. And how big of a lead was it for Jaden Munoz?
So big he could pit and come out and still have the lead.
He
still has company now. Van de Sant's directly in front of him. All that extra repair work, his bad day might get worse when he gets lapped here by the leader.
Well, and you know Alex is going to fight that as absolutely hard as possible. That is a competitive man in that number 6 machine, the power slide entry for Alex Van de Zandt, and you know he is not going to want to go that lap down, and he's going to fight. He is going to fight Jaden Munoz for it. Van de Zandt is not running uncompetitive times either, ripping along in 1:09 even the last time through. Jaden Munoz is capable of doing 1:06 flat. So in race trim. Now that was on the Wyulis. They are on the black primary tires for Munoz, the Wyuli greens for AVDS. As they work up Pine, make the right on the seaside.
And Van de Zandt right now is the thorn in Munoz's side. He's really hampered his pace. I think Munoz's whole strategy was to try to have a clean racetrack as long as possible today. So, I mean, he's built such a big lead. I don't think that it will even matter if he runs behind Van de Zandt the rest of the race. I think he's still not going to feel a challenge from second place. Still effectively welded together. Burrell had a couple of more opportunities as they worked through some slower traffic, but this fight for what will be second place eventually is going to probably go all the way to the end of this race.
Now, here's the fun part. Jaden Munoz gets past Alex Van de Zandt. Van de Zandt finally lets him go. Munoz clearly held up a little bit by the power slide entry of Alex Van de Zandt. Jaden Munoz was just matched in lap time. So being held up behind a car that is now a lap down, as you watch him go through Matt Shimko, he is pulled up on the rear of Ty Keela. There they come off the hairpin. We're going to see Munoz dart to the right of Ty, who is missing one of his front wings now. That would be the right front wing for Ty Keela that's missing.
Oh, he had it last lap, so something happened on this previous lap. It looks like he just went a little deep into turn 1 and kissed the tire barriers, and off it popped.
That'll happen. And so Van de Zandt, he wants to get by the Wounded Rogue
That's
Racing.
right.
He wants to get by the Wounded Rogue machine because that is for position. So Van de Zandt will overhaul Ty Keela. That'll put him 14th. Ty will move back to 15th. But Van de Zandt still needs to be in a hurry here. He is a little bit faster than Connor Parise, perhaps Matt Taylor. He is within striking distance of those cars. Every position is important, maybe not for the win and maybe not for the points for Alex, but for the all-important I rating that is kind of what keeps you involved in these races, Clindy.
Number go up, driver happy. We've got another two drivers side by side, or not side by side, but nose to tail. Sadiq and Taylor are battling for what will certainly be a top 5 by the end of the day.
Yes, they are, and kind of working the number of stops here. Oh, hey, Olivia Hayward in second, Mitchell Ian Green, Isabel Matthews. They have not stopped. Neither have Logan Edwards and Alexander Miller. So they are still on the original tires that they started the race with. Oh, hey, running along. What's amazing to me about Olivia Hayward, she's doing this on the alternate tires.
Yeah, this cooler temperature. The track is only 97 degrees. It's 74 degrees outside. Absolutely perfect day for an automobile race. The Waiulis are not melting. They're made from cactus. Cactus is from the desert. They're used to hot-ish temperatures, but these are downright cold.
Yes, they are. It was chilly here for that Indy Elite race last night that we saw that was carried live by our friends over at SimTV. The Stig checks in. Munoz is a beast. He raced with him. He says back on F120 and F120, 21, and 22, and he's gotten better since. I'd for sure say he's gotten better since. Olivia Hayward being held up a little bit here by Ty Keela, but she's going to come into pit lane. So Ohe going to trade in. She's finally going to trade in the Waiuli tires for the. She's finally going to trade in the Waiuli tires for the primary blacks. Ohe on pit road, and it's going to be interesting to see where she comes out. Meanwhile, the general still continues to hound Nathan Moore here. He's fallen a little bit off the pace, but not too badly. Hayward is going to be down and away. Now, she was running, what, 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that before this cycle, Clindy?
I believe 8th, yes.
So let's see where she cycles out. 9th. Waiting on their Sadiq and Taylor. So Hayward is going to come out in what appears to be 11th spot, but there are two more cars in front of her, Mitchell Ian Green and Logan Edwards, that have not stopped. So she'll cycle back to about 9th, which is right
and Isabel
about
Matthews. So I think she's actually gone up a spot.
one spot. You've got it, Clindy. There's the car of Mitchell Ian Green. He runs second. These are the cars we're talking about. Mitchell Ian Green in the 8. He is 26 laps out on his current run. We'll wait and see if Mitchell decides to take to the pit lane here. And there he comes.
Isabel is for sure this lap. She calmed up, said she was pitting.
There we go. So here's Isabel Matthews, excuse me. She will pull it into the pits. And that leaves Logan Edwards, and he's going to go one more time, it appears.
He could go a few more if he's been saving. I don't know if it's going to do him any good to save this fuel, but his setup, again, this is an open setup. You can tinker and tune on these hot rods and make them do different things. It could be that his car really eats up the Waiuli tire, and he wants to be on it for the shortest amount of time possible.
He does indeed. We have a battle brewing between Matt Taylor and Nick Sadiq here. This is currently this is currently 7th and 8th. Sudik has 7th. Matt Taylor wants it. That would be for that could be for provisionally 6th here once Edwards makes his stop, and so we're gonna continue to check on that. But there's Matt Taylor, and he was Mike Rigney's dark horse for this one. He's running solidly along there in 8th, which is going to become 7th. Sudik on the button. Matt Taylor in full chase.
Yeah, and he was all sorts of crossed up coming out of turn 6, trying to put the pressure on Sudik. You gotta have to really just rein yourself in, take a deep breath, be smooth and consistent, and do what you can. If you push a car 1% too hard at this Long Beach course, it will put you in the barrier and your day will be severely hampered.
Yes, it will. You see Nick Sudik, he reaches out and races away from Matt Taylor off the hairpin. Kevin Burrell has closed right up now on Nathan Moore. The General is in hot pursuit. That was a second between those two cars not too long ago. Clindy.
Yeah, Burrell's been a 10th or 2 faster these last few laps. He's really gotten into a rhythm. The problem is that there's only 2 or 3 good places to pass on this course. So you can hound someone, be faster than them, get right to them, but when you've got similar pace, you have got to be perfect or force them into a mistake.
And this is that was one of the places that you had passed Kevin too far back. Another one is going to be at the end of Shoreline Drive, which is up here. They're going to make the left onto Aquarium Way and head down toward the fountain, and then they'll go straight from the fountain toward turns 4 and 5. That's South Chestnut Place that they do that on, and then back on the Shoreline. That's another one of the places, Clindy, where you can hear the other cars. They go behind this parking garage. I'm trying to get so that we can show it, but this is another place right here where you can hear audibly the other race cars just to the other side of that fountain, and it can play tricks on you.
Yeah, they're 10 feet away, right? And that's about how close they are when they pass you. So you're thinking, oh, I've got someone there. And really you don't. You're like, hey, spotter, how come you didn't give me a call? Well, it's because they're on the other side of a concrete barrier, buddy.
There we go, indeed. Kevin Burrell looking at the back of Nathan Moore as he has most of this evening. Burrell anywhere between 4 and 5/10 of a second, hounding the Williams Esports machine of Nathan Moore. Jaden Munoz is still with a huge lead, 28.4 seconds. These guys are closing in, though, Clindy. At least they have been. It's not the lead it once was, but it's still pretty handy, 28 seconds.
Couple of updates. Logan Edwards has lost his front wing out of the hairpin, and Ty Keela has retired his car.
Indeed. Sad to see Ty have to retire his machine. There's Logan Edwards running along with the left front wing missing. He's got Caleb Brashear in attendance looking to pounce on that one. Worth noting, Alex Van de Zandt has moved it up to 11th, and he is currently the 4th fastest machine on the racetrack. He's closing down on Connor Parise anywhere between 7/10 and a full second per lap. He's going to be all over the backside of the number 13 here within the next couple of laps, and that would put Zandt back in the top 10.
He certainly has the pace.
Yes, he does. Looking at the purple and white, the familiar purple and white power slide colors for Alex Van de Zandt, and he is looking ahead at Connor Parise, and he can see him, and when you can see him, Clindy, that sure helps in the chase, doesn't it?
You can go ahead and throw Van de Zandt in the aquarium with the sharks because he smells blood in the water. When you can see him, that's when the killer instinct turns on and you just dig a little deeper.
You do indeed. Watching out of his left eyeball there, Clindy. Such a great shot that's provided to us by our friends at Whiplash SimCams. Definitely want to thank them for their support of the Indy Open Top Split. We've got 12 laps to go. Jaden Munoz continues to lead it. He is out front. He is putting a lap on the.
Mitchell Ian Green.
Yeah, Mitchell Ian Green. So he is now lapped up to 8th place. Olivia Hayward runs along in 8th. She is the last car on the lean lap. And Munoz, you would think he would back it down, Clindy. He is still getting awfully close to those walls. My goodness gracious.
You have a rhythm. You have markers. You have pace. If you try to back it down and you pick different markers or you pick different places to brake, you race differently. It opens you up for the possibility of making a mistake. Honestly, the best thing Munoz can do is continue hitting his marks, going at his pace, just not pushing, right? There's a difference between pushing, like going 10/10ths, like they say, or, backing off. If you go 8/10ths, right, that's a totally different line you have to run. Different brake markers, different points to lift, and if you just mess up one little bit, Munoz has a huge lead, almost 30 seconds, so unless he had a disastrous crash, he'll be fine. But why open yourself up to that risk when you've done 33 basically perfect laps already?
Quite true, quite true. Back to the battle for second. Nathan Moore still hounded by the general Kevin Burrell.
Sudik in an equally precarious position with Matt Taylor right on his gearbox. Two great battles here in the closing stages at Long Beach.
Yes, they are. There's the MadWorks entry of Matt Taylor. He is trailing the fiercely forward machine of Nick Sudik. There he goes. It's almost a mirage how close you get going through that hairpin, Clindy.
Well, that's the thing, is that you can choose to be fast on entry or fast on exit. And usually the driver in the lead will choose to be fast on exit because they want to defend into turn 1. And the driver behind says, well, okay, I'll dive in as hard as I can and hope you mess up and we can be side by side.
Yeah, great point there. One of the things that I'm kind of looking at, Matt Taylor, whoa, does he get that number 12 loose going through turn number 5? My goodness, these guys are hustling these cars, Clindy.
Yeah, Taylor is definitely in go mode. He thinks he's been faster than Sudik. He's been stuck here for a long time. This is where he is running the danger of pushing at 11/10ths, right? Going beyond the car's limit. And like I said, if you push that 1% too much, you're going to find yourself in the tire barriers and not in the top 5.
Yeah, you most certainly can. And there you are, back on the P1 airship, looking down on the battle for 6. Sudik, Taylor. There's how close they get. Sudik, though, power down. He reaches out, as Keith Jackson says in the famous 1990 Monaco Grand Prix broadcast, reaches out and races away. One of my favorite calls. That was the race. If any of you want to go back and call it up, the Murray Walker, the Murray Walker James Hunt call for the international broadcast was absolutely amazing. Taylor almost loses it there. That call was incredible. But Keith Jackson and Jackie Stewart weren't bad either. That was the race. If our fans recall, Ayrton Senna had such a huge lead that he got bored and allowed Jean Alesi to catch him.
It sounds like something Jaden Munoz could do today.
It is all Jaden Munoz. We'll show him. He is all alone at the front of this field. There he is. Nobody around the number 1 machine. Closest car is the lapped car, and that's Mitchell Ian Green. He is 9th. So huge strength of field here, and Jaden Munoz has put on a clinic. We'll go back and check in on Nathan Moore, Kevin Burrell.
It's getting spicy. Burrell's been there and has had a couple of looks over the past 2 laps. Just nothing to where they can get alongside.
Has indeed. Everything else has kind of settled down. I think Matt Taylor might have burned the good off of his Waiuli tires because he has fallen more than a second back of Nick Sudik. No threat for Taylor back to Olivia Hayward. There's a 10-second gap there. There are battles, by the way, back in the midfield. Connor Parise, Isabel Matthews, and we'll go ahead and show them because they are right together. There's Parise, there's Matthews. They have
and Alexander Miller's right in front of them. That's all for position.
Yeah, that's all for position. So we'll take it. We'll have a look at this as well. We'll let you know if Burrell gets any closer He seems to be able to get within 3/10, and then it just kind of stabilizes back out, Clindy.
I don't know if Burrell is saving his stuff here to find a way around. To me, it looks like he's gauging more up. There are a couple of times where he's really thought about pulling alongside into turn one, but just thought better of it because it would be a low percentage move instead of something that would be surefire.
Yeah, I mean, and we're looking at the push-to-pass numbers as well. Both of them have a veritable mountain. Looking off the back of Connor Parise here.
It's time to burn it. We got less than 7 to go. Come on, boys, get on that button.
Well, and you don't know the fuel situation, so you don't want to save for sure. We'll get back up here with Kevin and Nathan Moore. You don't know the fuel status on board of Nathan Moore.
I don't care about the fuel, Murphy. I want to finish second. I want to pass for second on broadcast. I want to be Superman. I want to look real cool for my fans. I'm sure the general feels the same way.
See, the difference between you, Kevin, and me is you and Kevin have fans.
Well, it helps to not be old and slow, Murph.
That's right. I had to have the virtual mechanics remove the boat anchor from my car for the race at California later, just to make sure that I had a fighting chance to finish 15th. That is a stout field that we're looking at later on tonight, Clindy.
Yeah, I hope I don't embarrass myself. I just kind of want to finish all the laps and bring it home in the top 5. That's my goal for tonight.
Indeed, indeed. It looks like the general Kevin Burrell is a little bit quicker through that second sector.
He's quicker everywhere, Murph. He is quicker everywhere. I think Moore has been in his way for a long time.
Catching the man is one thing, though. Passing him quite definitely is another. We're watching Kevin Burrell work through the Indy left around the hairpin. Nathan Moore swings it. There's definitely a difference in line through the hairpin, and we're going to show it the next time they come through there. There's definitely a difference in line. Kevin Burrell is much tighter on exit than Nathan Moore is through that hairpin.
Yeah, and that's just Moore is backing the entry up, right, to get a good exit. And every time Burrell just kind of throws it in there to the bottom with the unused empty racetrack, hoping that Moore goes wide or spins him up, lights him up on exit, so they could be side by side down the front. I think if Burrell were to take the same line as Moore, they could be closer down the front stretch, but it eliminates the opportunity for a pass before they get to turn one, which I think is something Burrell's looking for. He's pressing that L2 button, trying to intimidate Moore.
Yeah. April, most definitely get on that button. They both have a lot left. Kevin Burrell, 100 seconds. Nathan Moore, 130. Here we go.
That's more than a lap worth. That's 2 laps worth. Get on it.
It is indeed. Here we go. Now watch Nathan Moore. He's going to exit all the way over to the left. Kevin Burrell is an honest, and I mean an honest, lane lower than Nathan Moore.
Yeah, two whole tire widths. Easy. And there are a substantial amount of marbles forming in that hairpin at the end. So if you enter or exit too wide, same with the carousel here around the fountain, it really messes up your tires. You pick up so much extra slag and gunk. It makes the next turn mostly impossible.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it all over. There it is, the exit of turn 6. You're going to see it going toward turn 7. There they go. Turn 8. And down Seaside Way, headed for turn number 9. And this is by far the best place on the course to pass. Of course, that is where Danny Sullivan and Al Unser Jr. came to grief, 1992, in a famous collision.
I was like 6 months old, Murphy. You think I remember that?
I remember watching that race on TV. That was a banger, and that was the reason. That was a super team for Rick Gallis back then. They had the Gallimer chassis, of course. Danny Sullivan, in those days, Clindy, was the highest paid driver on the circuit, even more so than Mario Andretti. And Al Unser Jr. wasn't very far behind him. Al Jr. had won 4 or 5 in a row at Long Beach by that point, and was involved in a collision with his new teammate. That relationship basically ended on the spot. And of course, Long Beach Long Beach being early in the season, they had to then go finish the season out with the two sides of the Gallus squad not speaking with each other. Very tense times indeed.
Drama, drama, drama. They didn't see the first 2 rules of being a good teammate.
That's don't hit your teammate, and then as Gary Godso says, Clindy, what is the second rule of being a good teammate?
See rule 1.
See rule 1 indeed. Kevin Burrell not teammates with Nathan Moore, all over the back of the Williams Esports entry. Just can't quite get there, Clindy. He's going to have some help, though. There's a lap car up ahead.
I bet Alex Crow will do the right thing and just pull over and let this podium battle develop naturally. All these drivers have enough wherewithal and enough iRating to know when it matters to fight and when it doesn't, and I think Alex knows that this is not a time to be in the way.
You know, you're completely accurate, Clindy. I wouldn't say that he's going to do anything nefarious, but what I will say is sometimes you just catch a guy in an inopportune spot, like right here.
I think a straightaway is an inopportune spot, Murph?
Well, if you're at the end of the straightaway, it can be. You can be slow trying to, pull over and let the guy go, and you misjudge it a little bit, and you wind up getting to the corner in a bad spot. That was all I was saying. A great job there from the lap car, Alex Crow, to get out of the way. We are on the final lap. Jaden Munoz will follow him around. He is already headed for Seaside Way in what you can only term as a dominant performance, Clindy.
Wire to wire. I don't believe he led every lap because of the pit cycle, but he may as well could have. Call this a grand slam in everything but name only. Fastest lap on the pole. He's going to be your winner. Second place is still to be decided, though.
And there's
Crosses
the checkered
line after a dominant day.
There's the checkered flag. For Munoz. So he has won the race. We're going to get back here to the battle between Kevin Burrell and Nathan Moore. Nathan Moore has it. Burrell wants it. Here we go. This is the last really great passing spot. Down into turn 9. Burrell not close enough. Nathan Moore is going to come across the line second. Hard fought. We'll see if he spins the tires coming off of the hairpin. Not quite enough, Clindy.
General came up just a little bit short. Moore had a little bit more in the tank.
Good race, man. That was fun.
He did indeed. Rashad Craig, he's going to come off the hairpin. A hard-fought fourth.
Sorry at the end there.
Sam Carosella.
I was planning to go where you parked it.
We'll get over the line in fifth. And then teammate Nick Sudik, he's going to be chased home. Matt Taylor closed back up at the end. Couldn't quite get it done. The last car running, Olivia Hayward-Ohey, stayed on the lead lap, Clindy.
Well, she's not the last car running. She's the last car on the lead lap.
Well, she's the last
other cars. Yeah.
This is the last car to take the checkered. There it is. So Olivia Hayward is going to take the checkered flag.
But 20, what'd you go, 2021 on those tires?
And that's going to do it.
Something like that.
That's going to do it. From Long Beach in the Indy Open Top Split, Jade Munoz is going to be your winner. Nathan Moore second. Kevin Burrell, the general, he'll round out your podium. Moore and Burrell put on a whale of a fight for that for the bottom two steps of for the middle and the bottom of the podium. Rashad Craig, Sam Carosella, they're going to come home fourth and fifth. Sudik, Taylor, Ohey, Olivia Hayward are the final cars on the lead lap, 5th through 8th. Alex Van de Zandt leads the lap down contingent. He'll come home 9th. Mitchell Ian Green is 10th, and a fine recovery drive from Van de Zandt at that, Clindy.
Yeah, considering how badly out of shape he was on turn 1 of lap 1, the fact that he could bring it back to the double 1 position, pretty good day for Van de Zandt.
Most certainly was.
Oh, sorry, he finished 9th. I thought he finished 11th. Even better than I thought.
Even better than we thought. Alex Miller, he'll come home 11th. Connor Preece, 12th. Isabel Matthews, 13th. Caleb Brashear, 14th. Logan Edwards, 15th. Matt Shimko, 16th. Alex Crow, the final finisher, he will be 17th. Ty Keela, Andrew Wood, Bruno Myler, 18th through 20th. They are out of the race. As is Charlie Sears in 21st. Hamilton Akabuezi, an unfortunate accident early, puts the favorite out in 22nd. And Will Weiser, will be credited with 23rd. Sears, Akabuezi, and Weiser only made 2 laps tonight, Clindy.
That's what happens when you run into trouble. Sometimes trouble finds you, and there's nothing you can really done about it. So, terminal damage ending title contenders days early here at Long Beach.
Indeed, we're gonna get some replay queued up here.
And we've got Munoz and Burrell in the waiting room. I do not see Nathan Moore. And it's 9:06 p.m. Eastern Time. Murph.
Copy that. So, what we're gonna do here, is because Clindy and I do have a commitment to get to, we are going to have a brief chat with our podium. Get the replays queued up, and Clindy, let's get the general Kevin Burrell in here. Kevin, you've got Mark and Clindy in the P1 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, sure do.
So we're going to have an abbreviated post race tonight.
Of course.
But congratulations on the podium. How tough was it, obviously, to get around Nathan there? Do you think that you had a little bit more pace, or was that all you had?
I think I had more. I mean, I would have only maybe at best barely beaten him in qualifying, but I felt like my tires hung on quite a lot. I mean, also because I was in his draft, it was, I could kind of take it a little easy and then just keep catching up. And I mean, the tires, they go off a crazy cliff at the end here if you don't take care of them, assuming you're running a pretty loose set. And, I did it. But, what are you going to do unless he makes a mistake or gets caught in traffic? Maybe I could have undercut 1 lap earlier. I still don't even know if I would have come out ahead of him. I mean, I kind of threw it away a little bit, chance I had with him. But, I feel pretty good in the pace overall. It's a lot better than I used to be here. So
there you go.
Jaden's just crazy.
Yeah, that was incredible pace from Jaden Munoz.
Incredible.
We're gonna ask him about that. But friends, family, sponsor, shout outs. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, of course. If you guys are fiercely forward, Christian started working on a set this week and gave me some tips to tweak it. And then P1 Docs, obviously. My parents, everybody. Yeah, extreme watchers. Good times. Yeah, I'm stoked. Looking forward to the rest of the season. See you guys at Portland, I guess, right?
You will see us 100%, General.
Yeah. Have a good one. Cheers.
Yes, sir. That's Kevin Burrell. He is going to be third today. We'll get Kevin out of here, and we'll bring up Nathan Moore. Nathan, congratulations on your run to second. Kind of tell us, did Kevin have you worried there?
He kept the pressure on the entire race. But the nature of Long Beach, I knew that the track position was so important. I thought he was going to jump me when he tried to undercut, but luckily just stayed out in front of him. And he was. I had to be laser focused. He was keeping the pressure on the whole race. And but the nature of Long Beach, as long as I didn't make a major mistake, I knew I was going to finish in second.
Clindy?
Yeah, just wondering if you had any friends, family, sponsors. Do you want to shout out? You finished second today. You earned it.
Just a shout out my team, Williams Esports Academy, and congrats to Jaden on the win. He's very, very quick, and a big thanks to you guys as well for broadcasting on P1 Broadcasting, and just keep up the good work. And I'm looking forward to participating in a few more races in the coming weeks.
Yeah, well, we're glad
you got it, Nathan.
We're glad to have you, sir. Keep going fast, having fun, and we will see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. That is Nathan Moore. And the man of the hour, Jaden Munoz. Jaden, you've got Mark and Kyle in the P1 broadcasting booth. I got to ask, my man, how tempting was it to pull over at the virtual Bubba Gump Shrimp Company and have a burger?
Yeah. Isn't there a Chili's right at turn 1? Yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty good pace. I was pretty surprised how much of an advantage I had. I didn't expect that big of pace advantage per lap. But yeah, we improved the set a lot from the Pro Series for the set that we had for the Pro Series. So yeah, we found a lot of pace, and that's good.
Definitely. So Jaden, I'm not nearly as good as y'all, and I will never be able to tinker and tune like your team has, but if you gave your setup to, let's say, a more average driver in this field, do you think that they could get close to your pace, like within half a second, within 3/4 of a second?
I mean, it depends. I mean, I think half a second. This track is really tough. I mean, it's hard to say, to be honest. It's a really hard question to ask because I haven't really compared to too many people. The only reference I have is Nathan. So, I mean, with someone, if someone had my setup, they would definitely go faster. I feel like because this setup is really, really quick. So they would go faster for sure. But I don't know if they could. If most people could get within half a second.
I'll tell you what.
But that's just me.
I'll tell you what, Jaden. You could give me your setup, and I would be within 2.5 seconds. So, just a dominant performance tonight. And you showed everybody here why you've got the butt kicker logo on the back of that machine, emblematic of a Pro Series competitor. The win and the trophy go to you, sir. And with that, you get the mic. Friends, family, sponsor, shout-outs. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to thank Williams Sim Racing. We have a new name. I want to thank Nathan for racing and everyone else racing here tonight and everyone watching the broadcast. And go Cougars. We're playing in the national championship tonight. So let's go.
100%. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Nathan. Or excuse me, Jaden. And enjoy it, my friend. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see ya.
That is Jaden Munoz. Clindy, that was a highly entertaining race.
Tell you what, when you get battles for position, drama, damage, competitors being strewn about this gorgeous street circuit in Southern California, you can't ask for a better Monday night to start the work week, can you?
You most certainly can. You got the Queen Mary in the background. You see her there. But that's not all. Tonight, in just about 20 minutes' time, Gary Gazzo is going to go live with the ISRA event from Auto Club. From a tight street circuit in Southern California, we're going to go across town and race on the big oval. Clindy and I will be there. I have the boat anchor removed, Clindy, so I'm going to show you guys what Old and Slow really looks like. Next week, we are going to be, and I've got the schedule here, we are going to be at Portland, and that is going to be the initial event for the Indy Open Series at Portland. And so do tune that one in. We had a really interesting race in the Blasi Online series there on Saturday, kind of a preview to that. Then we'll go on to Motegi, Barber, and start the Indianapolis switch before we end the season at Detroit and the finale at Gateway. Do want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Another amazing and awesome audience. If you have not already done so, make sure you click the like button on the video. Ring the bell to subscribe to the channel. We are getting close to 1,000. It was 71 to go before we got here, Clindy. I haven't checked it, but I'm assuming that number is coming down.
Let me hit refresh. We're looking at 70 to go.
70 to go. One more, and we'll be at my number 69. We do want to... That is my number. We do want to thank everybody who tuned in and continues to tune in. For our founder, Gary Gazzo, Kyle Clintonworth, Mark Murphy, we also want to thank all of the first responders, police, fire, military, EMS, all the people that do the hard work in the middle of the night so that we can sleep safe and sound in our beds. We salute you. Clindy, you and I got to go race.
Yeah, and hopefully we end up in the broadcast booth again when Gary pulls us up for interviews. So everyone out there, have a good night and enjoy the show.
Indeed.